We're now moving on to the question in the name of Assembly Member Mahfouz, nationalisation of the railways.
Can I thank the member for his question? The establishment of Great British Railways is a welcome step towards a simpler, more reliable railway that puts customer close to the centre of everything it does. I look forward to continue working with the government to shape a statutory role for mayors under Great British Railways, building on the strong existing relationships between TfL, Network Rail and rail operators. I'm also pleased that the role of London Travel Watch will be unchanged. There's no doubt there is a disparity between the quality of services on the non-TfL suburban rail network. We've heard from Senator Tyrrell about some of the challenges, and the rest of London's transport network. TfL has consistently proven that they can improve rail services and rail stations following devolution. TfL currently delivers high-quality rail services via London Overground, which has seen passenger growth of 200% over the last 15 years, and through the Elizabeth Line, already the busiest railway in the country. I've been clear about my ambitions to create a London suburban metro system and improve the service offered to customers. A key part of this would be developing improvements to the Great Northern by devolving to TfL the services from Moorgate. Devolution of this service could be delivered relatively quickly and bring substantial customer and economic benefits, in addition to supporting significant housing delivery, most notably as a key enabler to the proposed new town at Crewe Hills in Enfield. TfL will continue engaging with the government, making the case for devolution of rail services to London.
Thank you, Mr Mayor, and congratulations on the success of securing the extension for the DLR, which will be really important in terms of developing those new homes and the growth and housing that people are desperate for in our city. You'll be unsurprised to hear I'm going to be coming back to my favourite train line, the Lizzie line and the Ealing Broadway Gap. Back in July of last year, you said how shocked you were and apologised to commuters who had been injured at that station. You took swift action immediately at that location. In December, I came back and asked you in terms of further action that Network Rail needed to do at that site. In your reply, you said very unequivocally, it's not good enough. You also said to watch this space. That was 11 months ago. In February, I asked Andy Lord at the Transport Committee, when could we expect progress? He told me there'll be a report no later than March of 2025. So in July, I asked him again, and he promised that he would update me. In October, I was on site with Harvey Duncan, a wheelchair user, to highlight the issue that is faced by so many people in terms of accessibility at that station. And finally, in November, I got my first substantive response from Network Rail, which is effectively that they were going to infill the station with GRP. There is no substantive designs or schematics done, no surveys, no costings yet. Do you think that's good enough? And what would you say to Network Rail on this particular issue?
No, it's not good enough. And the experience of Mr Duncan is just one of many. We saw the horrible images from the BBC in relation to the injuries to the rail user as a consequence of this gap. Look, let me take this away in relation to accelerating remediation of this. He's aware of the history in terms of Network Rail, GTS, and TfL. And we need. You know, if it's the case that there's a delay in progressing this, what can we do urgently to make sure that the experience is not as dangerous as it currently is? I accept that currently this is not breaching any of the rules, and it's, you know, all the rest of it and stuff. That's not good enough for your constituents. Let me take this away, Chair, and I promise to come back to the member shortly.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I appreciate that. Commuters will really appreciate that as well. If I just go further down the line, we've got Acton Main Line Station, where we've got incredibly frustrated commuters. It's the last stop before you get into Paddington. All of the trains that run through there at the moment always have commuters from Heathrow with obviously their huge luggage bags and so on. We've done amazing steps already in terms of tripling the frequency from what used to be before the Lizzie line to, for that peak hour, we've now got 6 trains an hour. But if I give a quick comparison, neighbouring West Acton Station has less than half the number of commuters, but more than double the number of services running through that station during that peak hour. We've now got a golden opportunity with 10 new Elizabeth Line trains being built, ready to go on track very soon. Will you give a commitment to consider additional stops at both Acton Mainline and at Hanwell stations, where they currently have far less frequency.
I'm always happy to give undertakings when it comes to things under my control. The challenge is, I think Network Rail and Heathrow Airport are partners in this. So can I again take this away and see in a non-aggressive or adversarial way what pressure we can bring to bear on Network Rail and Heathrow Airport to try and address the issue he's referring to?
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's then move on to, we've had, well, no one's going to use their 15 seconds, I presume. I'm looking up, I've not been notified. No. Okay, so let's move on to the name, Assembly Member Prince, Gallows Corner 2.
Can I thank the member for his assiduous lobbying on this really important issue? I recognise the impact of the closure of Gallows Corner on local residents and businesses, and I'm sorry for the continued disruption caused by the delays. TfL has worked hard with all relevant parties, including Essex and Suffolk Water, ESW and Costain as principal contractor, to finalise their revised programme of works. This revision has been made in a matter of weeks, a process that usually takes around 2 years. The programme will be completed in 3 phases, and I understand TfL intends to complete works by spring 2026. The flyover will reopen to general traffic first, with the roundabout and surrounding roads reopening subsequently. To avoid further disruptive closures in the future, TfL has been coordinating with Essex and Suffolk Water, who are simultaneously replacing a critical aging water main. Unfortunately, ESW encountered significant problems with the condition of the ground in the area, which has delayed works on the water main and elements of the flyover. It is the disruption to the replacement of the water main, which is the responsibility of Essex and Suffolk Water, that has exacerbated the delays we have seen. TfL and Costain continue to engage with the most affected businesses and have undertaken a wide range of communications to inform businesses and residents, including 3 letter drops to over 11,000 households and 300 businesses, the most recent being on the 12th of November. TfL has also run a number of drop-in sessions for businesses and residents before the closure, and all businesses were sent a survey to establish access and delivery information to inform logistic plans. I can't speak for Essex and Suffolk Water, but generally speaking, there's no legal framework for compensating businesses for loss of passing trade and creating a one-off scheme with risk-setting precedent that can be applied fairly across London. However, TfL is supporting local businesses throughout the works, including regular project updates, business continuity, and assisted delivery arrangements, as well as ongoing engagement with Havering Council. Costain regularly meets with local businesses and runs a weekly update with emergency services. A bus lane through the site has been provided for buses, black cabs and service vehicles. I can tell the member that local businesses can contact the Valuation Office Agency to seek reductions in their business rates, as disruption caused by roadworks may be considered an exceptional circumstance, and TfL is engaging with the Valuation Office Agency directly to understand if and how they can support the VOA in assessing any claims brought forward.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have had some conversation on this offline. Haven't got a lot of time. So I take it that in relation to compensation, the answer is no. And if you can just confirm that, I'll be grateful either way. 2 things. There is this promise of phase 1 and phase 2, which will result in some opening of the roundabout. Could you press TfL and or Suffolk Water to give us some dates on those, so at least businesses have some surety, because what's being planned now will ruin these businesses' Christmas and New Year, which is the most important time that they have. In fact, one of my council colleagues, Councillor Whitney, has actually suggested that maybe during the Christmas and New Year period, the works could stop and the roundabout could be open just for that period to give those businesses a bit of a breather. I don't know if you can answer any of that in 3 seconds.
So in relation to compensation, I just don't speak for Essex and Suffolk Waters. I can't. Sorry, Chair, you're telling me to.
Can I suggest that you follow up and share with other members around the committee, and we do that in writing so you have a written response? And if we could do that quickly, Mr. Mayor.
I understand to do that, yeah, Chair.
Thank you very much.